In this episode, I'm going to explain how to use case studies for thought leadership, because case studies are one of the most powerful tools you can use to build authority. But most people use them the wrong way. They post a case study on social media, their friend sees it, maybe it gets a few likes, and then it disappears. That doesn't build thought leadership. The real question is, does your content position you as a thought leader? Does it strengthen your authority in your category? Does it contribute to your category dominance? Because what really determines whether something is thought leadership content isn't the format, it's the outcome. Let's dive right in. So the question you need to ask about thought leadership content is, does that content position you as the recognized authority in your category, or does it just become another post in someone's social media feed? Case studies are a perfect example of this. A case study posted on Facebook might be seen by your Facebook friends, but that doesn't build your thought leadership, it doesn't build your authority, and it doesn't contribute to category dominance. At best, it just nurtures your friends. But if that same case study is shared within content that answers a question that people are actively searching for, this becomes incredibly powerful. Now it's not just a story, but it's proof. Someone searched a question, you answer that question, and then you show them a real example of someone who had that exact problem and achieved success. So that's what makes case studies so powerful for thought leadership. They allow you to move from telling to showing. Now, when we talk about case studies, they can either market your expertise or nurture your audience. But the case study itself doesn't actually change. What changes is who finds it. If someone already knows you, they follow your content, and they consume your material regularly, a case study can nurture that relationship. It will reinforce what already exists. But if someone discovers you new that's never heard of you before, and then they find your case study while searching for an answer to their specific question, now that same case study becomes a marketing tool. The difference isn't the story, the difference is how that story is packaged inside content that people are searching for. So when somebody finds your case study while searching for answers, you're not interrupting them with marketing, you're actually helping them, and then you're showing them proof that the solution works. But in order to have case studies, you have to reach a certain level of expertise. I like to describe using 3 different levels. So a level 1 expert has knowledge, they've studied the topic, they've asked the questions, they understand the theory, and they know the subject thoroughly. Now a level 2 expert, they've applied that knowledge, they've used it themselves, and they've achieved success. They figured out what works and what doesn't. They understand the exceptions and the nuances that only come from real experience. But a level 3 expert, they've helped someone else achieve success. They've taken their knowledge and their experience and they've used it to help another person reach the same result. So once you've done that repeatedly, now you have something incredibly valuable. You have case studies. You have a track record. You can now show people exactly how someone else solved the same problem that they're facing, and that's where case studies become incredibly powerful. Now, when someone around the world searches a question related to that topic, you can show them the story. Here's someone who had that same problem, and here's what we did. Here's the result that they achieved. So now, instead of simply explaining the concept, you're illustrating it with proof. And case studies allow you to move beyond theory. They allow you to tell a story. And stories are powerful because they make information relatable. They make it easier to understand, and they make it far more memorable. So again, for case studies to actually contribute to thought leadership, they have to be a part of a thought leadership content strategy. That means publishing them on the right platform. It means making sure that they answer questions that your audience is already asking. So when they go to Google or ChatGPT or YouTube, you're making content that answers their question there. And it makes sure that the people finding your videos are your dream clients. So when that happens, your case studies stop being just testimonials. They become proof that your ideas work, and they become a powerful marketing asset that strengthens your authority every time somebody discovers them. Now, if you want to see what this looks like when the strategy is working, watch the video called Achieve Category Dominance. In that episode, I show example after example of my clients who have achieved total category dominance, and you'll see what that actually looks like. You'll see how thought leadership content allows them to dominate their category so that when anyone searches for answers in their niche, they find them. And if that's your goal, then watch the video Achieve Category Dominance. I'll see you there.